Hello everyone. In last class, we have discussed the linear applications of op-amp. Now today we'll start with non-linear applications of op-amp. We will start with non-linear application of op-amp. Now, what do you mean by non-linear application? As we have already discussed in op-amp, let me draw. In op-amp, this is the VI characteristics of op-amp. This is VI, this is VO. It means up to this region, the op-amp will work in linear region. Linear region means the input is directly proportional to the output. However, for this region, let me change it. For this region and this region, it will behave like a non-linear application. Non-linear means the output will be independent of the input, but and this value will be VCC, and this value will be minus VEE. So we will start with this non-linear application. The advantage with non-linear application is that the output is always fixed. Either it will be VCC or minus VE. So for example, let's say we have an op-amp whose power supply is plus minus 12 volt. So if VI is at the plus terminal, V2 if VI is greater than V2, then V0 equals to VCC. In other words, if the voltage at the positive terminal, that is at the non-inverting terminal, is higher than the voltage at inverting terminal, that is the negative terminal, then the output will be VCC. In our case, it will be plus 12 volt. That is also known as V saturate. Or if the voltage at positive terminal is less than the voltage at the negative terminal, or the voltage at negative terminal is higher than the positive terminal, in that case the output will be minus VSAT, which is also equals to minus VE. In our case, if we take the example of plus minus 12 volt supply, then output will be minus 12 volt. So the advantage of non-linear application is that the output is almost fixed. Now, because of with the help of this output, we can use this application to draw different type of circuit. The first is sine to square wave converter. Suppose in this there is some VR, there is a reference voltage, that is input, and this is the IO characteristics. As we go on increasing the input, in this case, as we go on increasing the input, this is VR reference. This dot line is VR reference. As long as VR is greater than VI, in the first part, this part, I'm zooming in this part. In this part, if VR is greater than VI, then the voltage at positive terminal is higher, so therefore V0 will be VSAT or plus VCC. So you can see to this region the voltage is VCC. As soon as VI increases than VR, the output changes to minus VE, and further it goes on. So effectively, with the reference of VR voltage, we are generating sine to square wave. The value of VR, the magnitude of VR will decide the switch on cycle, the on cycle of the generated square wave. If I replace VR by ground, then the on cycle of the generated square wave will be 1/2. What is on cycle? On cycle is T on upon T on plus T off. This is on cycle. So next is, similarly, one of the other application of non-linear is comparator. We have also used comparator many a times when we design a circuit. What is comparator? It checks the value from incomer with a certain voltage and it changes the value as per the requirement. For example, in this circuit, this is Vi, this is V plus. If Vi is greater than positive, the output will be minus V because the ground is connected towards to the positive terminal. And if Vi is less than ground, then it is plus VCC. Similar to square to sine wave generator, it is a special case of sine to square converter when VR is 0. So it is a comparator circuit. Now this is the one of the most important circuit for non-linear application, Schmitt trigger. There are many questions on Schmitt trigger in op-amp. So what is Schmitt trigger? First of all, Schmitt trigger is an example of non-linear application of op-amp. So now we'll see what is Schmitt trigger. Schmitt trigger is a simple circuit where two resistances are connected, R2, R1, and this is a Vi. So if let us assume this voltage, that is the voltage here at P plus V plus terminal is V1. The voltage at positive terminal or the voltage at non-inverting terminal is V1. So now we have to calculate the value of V1. What is V1? Here we have already calculated. V1, it is nothing but we can apply voltage divider rule. So V1 equals to V0 times R1 upon R1 plus R2. If this is the V0, what would this voltage? V0 times R1 plus R2. If V0 is Vsat, then it is V upper threshold. VUT is V upper threshold. And if V0 is minus Vsat, then it is VLT, that is lower threshold voltage. So now we have seen it's only two types of threshold can be decided. One is VUT and other one is VLT. VUT is Vsat times R1 upon R1 plus R2. VLT is minus Vsat times R1 upon R1 plus R2. This is its input waveform. We have to draw its output waveform. So let us assume initially the output is Vsat. Let us assume in this case output initially is Vsat. So initially this is Vsat. So V1 will be VUT, and Vi is starting from 0. So as long as Vi is less than VUT, the output will be VCC or Vsat. We can say Vsat. In this case, this is Vi. One more thing, what I can do, I'll try to draw it again. Wait. For simplicity, I'll try to draw it. First of all, now this is my input waveform and I have to draw output. This is VUT and this is VLT. Assuming the initial value is, and initial output is Vsat. So initial output is Vsat. So for this region up to this region, Vi is less than VUT. So there will be the output will be VCC. So output will be VCC, that is Vsat. Now as it jumps over, adds input. Now in this figure, as Vi jumps over VUT, Vi goes over VUT, then the output becomes, now Vi is VU, this is VUT and this is more than VUT. So V0 will change to minus Vsat. V1 is, VUT is VUT is, in this case, VUT is which is less in this part. If we talk about this part, in this part, input voltage is higher than the upper threshold voltage. So the output changes to minus Vsat. As soon as output changes to minus Vsat, V1 changes to VLT. So V1 now becomes VLT, this one. So for the next cycle, it will not compare itself to this value. It will compare itself to this value. So up to this region, up to this region, up to this region, up to this region, Vi is greater than V1. So what will, so Vi is greater than V1, so output will continue to remain minus VE. So output will continue to remain up to this part. Up to this part, the output will continue to remain minus VE. As it goes, as the input voltage goes down the lower threshold, as the input voltage goes down to the lower threshold, in that case, the voltage at the positive terminal, that is the V1 or V lower threshold voltage, is higher than the input voltage. So the output shifted again towards the VCC, and it will further go on. So similarly, I have drawn, this is the output voltage in case of Schmitt trigger. Now, one of the interesting curve that we discuss in case of Schmitt trigger is hysteresis loop. This is a hysteresis curve. Now, what is hysteresis curve? I'll try to draw it again. What is the hysteresis curve? Let me draw it here. What is hysteresis curve? Hysteresis curve is nothing but a curve between input and output. So assuming that, let me take different color right now. Now input is increasing. One more thing, let's say this is VUT, x-axis is input, and this is Vmax. Vmax is nothing but VCC. Here it is VLT, and this is minus VEE. So as we go on increasing the input voltage, what was between 0 to VUT, the output was VCC. The output was VCC. As it crosses the VUT. At it crosses the VUT, the output shifted towards minus VE. The output shifted towards minus VE. So output shifted to minus VE up to this region, to VCC, where when input travels up to this. When input travel like this, when it comes back, it was going in this direction, now it is coming back in this direction. So it comes back like in this direction, and up to the value of VLT, the output remain constant. As it crossovers, similarly the input will also come back. First input is going in this direction, now input is coming in this direction, and it will go up to the VLT. Now as it comes back, as soon as the input touches VLT, the output again go back and become VCC. So here the output will become again VCC up to minus VE. It is going in this direction. This is going in this direction. Now the input will come back again in this direction. Now input is coming back in this direction, and output will come in this direction up to this. So this region, and this width, that is this width, this width is known as hysteresis width. This width is known as hysteresis width, and it is calculated, here I have drawn this VH. It is written as VH, hysteresis width, and it is known as VUT minus VLT, upper threshold minus lower threshold. So this is the Schmidt trigger. Based on this information, there are many questions which are coming right through the in past years. So with this, I am ending the total op-amp circuit that we have discussed. We have finished everything, starting with the type structure of op-amp, inbuilt diagram, linear application, non-linear application. Now everything is completed. Now I urge you to solve all the questions which are given in our EQ book. op-amp is a very difficult, it's very simple topic first of all, but it is very important topic when it from the point of view of gate. At least 2 to 3 questions are every year are coming in the gate paper just on the base of op-amp. It can be it can be based on the application of op-amp, whether it is linear, non-linear, or it can be based on the application of op-amp with some diodes and transistor based circuit. So what I will suggest you, just try to solve the questions of op-amp, because right now everything is fresh, you can understand. After that it will be very difficult to manage if you are not practicing it. So just try to solve the questions of op-amp, and whatever doubts you have, just WhatsApp in the group, or you can WhatsApp me personally, and we will discuss the solution of these questions. Okay, thank you.